I've been thinking about what was a real, if you'll pardon the phrasing, paradigm shifting moment for me. I don't like that phrase because it's pretentious and it's like kind of academic ease, and I don't really like to talk that way. But again, I'm appropriating it for my own means here, because a paradigm is, to use a similarly pretentious word, a gestalt. It's the way you connect the dots, and the way you connect the dots affects how you view the world around you and how you view history and how you view what's happening, what's going on, as Marvin Gaye said once, plaintively, several times in one song. For me, I think it's been maybe 6 years now since I received my really skull-crunching paradigm shift, my spine-shattering paradigm shift, debilitating paradigm shift. It was deeply debilitating. It left me reeling for months when I first became aware of it. And that is when I went from seeing the world and human affairs as just this mucked up jumble of people with differing motivations, and maybe some were well-meaning. Probably most people with power were well-meaning, but they just had all too human flaws, and they were short-sighted in this way and that way. When I went from that to seeing that, or apprehending that while all of that may be true, that beyond all of that there is a group of very powerful people who are actively malevolent, actively seeking harm, actively committing some of the worst acts imaginable, and encouraging some of the worst acts imaginable in others. So that was the real shift for me, and I think that's something that that's a shift that everybody who apprehends the world in a manner that is, I think, most consonant with truthfulness. That is an apprehension that eventually everyone has to make, whether it's through personal experience or through osmosis. Either way, it's trauma-inducing. When you realize that the most powerful people in the world aren't merely well-meaning, people with foibles and all too human flaws, and so forth, and feet of clay, and the sort of what could be called the tragic view. I mean, it's tragic, I guess, but it's not really that bad. It's like, okay, I can understand being flawed. As a very flawed person myself, I can understand being ruled by people who are flawed. but who mean well a lot of the time. I can understand that much better than I can apprehend that those who are in command, in control, not totally in command, not totally in control, but I'm not discounting that they can be fought. I'm not one of the black-pilled saying it's over, give up. But I am saying that if you look to the very top of the pyramid, you will see utter inhuman evil perpetrated by and encapsulated in people who are apparently human. And that's a kick in the balls, I tell you. That's something that'll have you doubled over for weeks or months on end when you get that that download, if you will, concerning what's actually happening. Andy Nowicki, AltrightNovelist.com.